Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. So this video is going to be the player ratings for the Fulham game, which obviously ended 1-1, but Tottenham losing on 5-3 on penalties. If you do enjoy this video, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. Be sure to let me know down below in the comments what your player ratings are. And without further ado, we're just going to get straight into this video. Okay, so starting off in goal, 4-star. I'll just give 4-star a 6. He didn't do anything wrong tonight. He made some good saves. There was iffy moments when he got caught in the ball, which could have ended a bit badly. But yeah, everything that he had to do, he did well, sort of. And you can't blame the goal on him. It was an own goal. And like the penalties, you know, it's 50-50. Like, you know, I do feel like he went down a bit easily on a few of them. But it's a penalty shootout, do you know what I mean? There's going to be one winner, and it just so happens that Tottenham were on the losing side once again. But yeah, 4-star, didn't do much wrong, wasn't amazing, didn't like blow us away or anything with his performance, but it was just standard. Royale, I'm going to give a 5. I can't think of anything that he did going forward. He was not effective going forward. Defensively, he was okay. Yeah, he was okay defensively. But just for some reason, he just kept losing the ball. I could say it for a lot of the players tonight. But yeah, he wasn't really effective going forward, and not as effective as he was in his first game, like against Brentford. But yeah, he just didn't really offer us anything. Apart from like being okay defensively, like going forward, there was literally no like nothing there with him. So yeah, I'm going to give him a 5. Sanchez. For me, Sanchez gets a 3. I don't know what happened to him tonight. Defensively, atrocious. Too many mistakes. Giving the ball away with simple passes that he should be making. Like, no composure on the ball. Like, from how Ange wants to play, you know, playing out from the back. Sanchez just is not that type of player. Like, the only thing he can really offer us is his pace. And even that didn't really come to good use tonight. So, and then he takes that penalty. One of the just ridiculous, like, he shouldn't have taken it. But, yeah, he just didn't, like, he offered us nothing. Like, I can't think of one good thing that Sanchez did tonight that I could potentially like praise him for. Like, if you can think of something that Sanchez did tonight that you could say, okay, he did, this was like a good moment or something, because when I'm thinking back to the game, all I can think and see is Sanchez just kicking the ball, but then it going straight to a Fulham player, and then immediately we're on the back foot, and that's all I can envision Sanchez doing, was passing the ball, but not accurately. Like, it was just going to a Fulham player and like trying to build attacks. And his passing was so slow. Like, everything was just going wrong for Sanchez tonight, and that penalty just tipped it all off. And yeah, I'm sorry, but it's time for him to go. Like, I was thinking, okay, maybe he could be a backup option if Dyer goes, but no. We need to get rid of both of them. Like, I'm sorry. We need to bring in 2 other centre-backs by the time this window closes, and we're running out of time. So Daniel Levy better pull his finger out, because if I have to see Sanchez in a Tottenham shirt one more time, or even Dyer, I'm going to lose my mind. Like, we need 2 new centre-backs. Okay, Van de Ven, I'm going to give Van de Ven a 7. I think that he was probably one of the best players on the pitch tonight. Own goal was very unlucky. You know, he outpaced Traore. Like, not anyone can just outpace Traore like that. And he did that. He defended well. Obviously, the own goal, just, it sort of let him down a little bit, but then also it's like, it's not his fault, so it's not really letting him down because it's not his fault. Sanchez is to blame for that situation, but we've spoken about Sanchez, so. But yeah, Van de Ven, you know, like he was levels above so many players. Like, I feel sorry for him having to deal with Sanchez. Like Romero, I would have hoped would have started, but it is what it is now. You can't change it. But yeah, Van de Ven, you know, it was very solid defensively, and he's very composable, unlike Sanchez, and he can like accurately pass it and create attacks and like get us moving forwards. But yeah, Davies. Davies, I'm gonna give it a 5. I can't think of anything that he did wrong, but he just wasn't effective going forward, and he didn't offer us anything going forward. Like defensively, he was alright, I guess. But yeah, he wasn't like outstanding, amazing or anything like that. And it's not like he was dreadful, but he just didn't really offer us anything. The goal wasn't really his fault, and yeah, he just didn't really offer us a lot. And I understand Udogie probably getting a rest, but like I feel like some of these players just shouldn't have started, and it's just frustrating. So yeah, Davis, I give a 5. Højbjerg, a 3. Honestly, I'm sorry, but tonight just was not his night, and if it ends up being his last performance again in the Spurs shirt, then it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? You know, I was thinking, okay, maybe as a backup option, wouldn't mind. But I don't know where his head was at, because tonight it was not in the match. He was away with the fairies, and like his passing, his decision making just wasn't off it. Like he was just working against us, and he wasn't really offering anything. You know, he had that wild shot. I'm just thinking, why are you shooting from there when there was players in front of you that you could literally pass to, which would have had a better chance of scoring from? And just yeah, it was just a terrible performance from Højbjerg, and yeah, I don't want to see him starting. Like, not with Skip. Like, I'm sorry, but that just doesn't work out. Which brings me on to Skip. I'll give Skip a 4. Again, he wasn't dreadful, but he didn't really offer us anything. Going forwards, not really. Like, defensively, maybe a bit off it, a bit like Højbjerg. Maybe not as bad as Højbjerg, but there were certainly moments when you're thinking, what the heck is going on? And yeah, I feel like he struggled a bit we had no control of the midfield. Like, our midfield just was basically non-existent, like I've said. But yeah, Skip is still young, and he's still like a player that I actually like, and I do think he has good qualities, but I just think that him being a partner to Højbjerg just isn't working. It'll be like partnering him with like Harry Winks or someone. Like, it just doesn't work. But yeah, he didn't do anything terribly. Like, he didn't do anything wrong. Like, he wasn't at fault for the goals or anything like that. Goal. Which is a bit ineffective, which I could say for a lot of these players. Lo Celso, I'll give Lo Celso a 6. He was definitely trying. There were a few times though the ball would just bounce off him and he would lose it. But he was one of the players, especially in like the first half, he was definitely trying to create stuff, trying to create chances and that. Trying to get us up the pitch, but I just feel like he was just didn't get any help whatsoever, so just sort of fell off. And then I'm kind of surprised though that Lo Celso was the first player to be like subbed, especially at half time, because I'm thinking Lo Celso wasn't the worst player on the pitch at half time. Like, he was far from being the worst player on the pitch. So it kind of surprised me that he was the one taken off. I was thinking, okay, Sanchez will be taken off. Højbjerg, Skip could be taken off. But it being Lo Celso was kind of surprised. But yeah, moving on to Solomon, I guess Solomon 6 as well. We definitely saw glimpses of what he could offer us. I feel like he couldn't really get into the game at times, so it sort of made it difficult. But you could see that he was trying, the effort was there. You know, he had some nice touches here and there, being able to get past players, kind of like how Madison normally does. But ultimately, it wasn't good enough. But I'm still hopeful with Solomon. I think the more game time he gets, and the more better he'll get improved, and we'll see a different side to him. But yeah, tonight it just wasn't great from him, but also he wasn't at fault for anything, and the effort was there. Could have had a goal. He had one shot, which was good to see, which Scarlett could have got on the end of, but kind of hit him and just went out of play. So yeah, moving on to Perisic. Okay. What do you give a player that had just one good moment in a game? I'll give Perisic a 5. Okay. Tonight was probably one of his worst performances I've ever seen. Apart from his assist for Richarlison's equaliser, what did he do? Because every time he got the ball, he would lose it. And what we kept doing was like kicking it out of play. It would just hit him and go out of play. I'm just like, what's going on? Why is it hitting him and like just going out of play? Like, why is he? It's like just bouncing off him, and like his passing was atrocious. He didn't really take on like his man, and it just sort of cutting inside to go pass back to the centre backs, and it was like a pass, like the passing was just not there. Apart from his assist, he did offer absolutely zilch, which is really frustrating because his performance against Bournemouth, you're thinking, okay, give you a start, you might play a bit better and improve on that. Nope, that's not what happened at all. Okay, moving on to the last player to start at 11, which is Richarlison. I will give Richarlison a 6. Now, he got his goal, which I'm happy about, even though ultimately it doesn't really matter now because we're out. But I feel like for Richarlison and his like confidence, he definitely needed that goal. And I'm happy that he was able to get it. Like one good moment from Perisic, that lovely cross. He was able to head it in. He got taken off not quite long after that. But yeah, apart from that, you have to say Richarlison was a little bit quiet. Like the first half was not great from him, let's be real. He just kept losing the ball quite a lot, and like it was like he was non-existent up there. And at times it was kind of like we're playing on 10 men, 9 men, even 8 men at times, really, if you're thinking about it. So it's kind of disappointing that he didn't exactly thrive. But I feel like getting that goal was definitely important. I wished it would have been something that we could be celebrating, thinking Richarlison's got a goal, his confidence is up, we're going into the next round of the Caraboa Cup. No, that's not the case whatsoever. But yeah. Now moving on to the subs. Obviously Scarlett came on at half time. For Scarlett, I would probably give a 6 as well. I feel like he was good when he came on. You know, he was bright. He was creating things and trying like the effort you could see he was putting in. So it was actually good to see a cameo from Scarlett, even though it's kind of not the sub I was expecting. But I am hopeful that Scarlett can be part of the first team more often, get more minutes. I definitely think that he's a player that we should be trying to integrate into the side more often than not. And yeah, he didn't really put a foot wrong. Came on, created some chances, nice passing here and there. And yeah, for me, might not have been the right sub, but it was good to see him get some minutes. Son came on, he was a bit effective. I'd give him a 6 as well, to be fair. Yeah, he wasn't like outstanding or amazing, but he did offer a lot more than what Perisic and Solomon were offering us in that first half, so you can't really complain about his performance. You know, he scored his penalty as well. Not the best Sonny performance, but you know, there wasn't much time when he came on. It's probably like 20 minutes left, so. And then Kulusevski came on as well. Again, kind of like Son, tried to affect the game, just wasn't really working out for him. A few of the crosses were a bit like too much pace on them. And then obviously he also scores his penalty, so you can't really fault him for that. He tried his hardest when he came on. Obviously it was a bit late in the game, so it was like hard to like affect a game on a certain level in order to try and get us a goal to get us through, but unfortunately it just didn't work out. Sarr came on, I think that, yeah, I give Sarr a 5, I think. I think he came on, and because the midfield just wasn't working that well, it was hard for him to get control of the ball, and I feel like he just bounced him off him quite a few times, and he found it a little bit difficult in this game to like really affect it going forward. But you can't be blamed Sarr for the fact that we're out of the cup. It was just frustrating to see that he couldn't really get into that game. Maddison came on for like a few dribbles here and there. His free kick wasn't that great, to be honest. It hit the wall, but yeah, you can see he was trying. Why he came on so late, I don't know why that was the case. It didn't really make sense. You'd think that a player like Maddison would come on a little bit earlier. I kind of thought we'd make more subs than we did at half time. I kind of thought that they would have been made earlier in the second half, but it is what it is now, isn't it? But yeah, overall, just not a great night for us. Moving on to Ange. I'm going to Ange a 4. The lineup, in hindsight, wasn't the best to go with. Even though I do understand what he's saying, that he needs to see his players play. Like, how would he know how they could perform if he doesn't choose them? Which I can understand. But I just think a game of this importance, you'd think you put out your strong 11, try and kill the game off, and then make the subs, so then you can see how they play. But it's like, I can see why he'd want to do it, but then it's like, it didn't really work out, and also the subs were kind of dodgy at times. I'm like, either the wrong ones or they're coming too late, and I just feel like the whole lineup just was off, and you shouldn't have made that many changes. So I do feel like most of this defeat does come down to Ange. But I feel like at this point in the season, we knew it was going to be difficult. As much as we were positive and we were, you know, Tottenham was back kind of thing, we are still in that transitional period. There's still players here that shouldn't be here. There's still, you know, a long way to go in order to get us back to somewhat where we were, like 4 years ago, 5 years ago. So we knew it was going to take time. It's just the annoyance and the frustration that Tottenham never take cups seriously. And I feel like that all stems from like the top downwards. So I feel like there was a lot of Daniel Levy out chance tonight, which I'm kind of happy about. I'm thinking, yeah, things have been going well, but you know, we still want you out. Like, you might have done some good business in this transfer window, but ultimately we still want you out. So that's what I was happy to hear those chants as well. And the fans, you know, they tried, you know, they're cheering on, like keep singing, keep trying to cheer on the team to try and get that goal. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. But there we have it, guys. Those are my player ratings. Be sure to let me know down below what your player ratings are and whether you agree with mine. Now we move on to our next game, which who is our next game actually? Okay, so we've got Burnley on. Oh, we're away, mate. Yeah, we've got Burnley on Saturday at 3 o'clock. I don't know how I'm going to be feeling about that game, because it is like, after tonight's performance, it's kind of put a damper on things, and it's like, if we play like that, I don't think we're going to play like that, because the team, like, we're probably going to go with a stronger team, but it's like, it just gives me like flashbacks of last season, and I'm just sat there thinking, I thought this was over. I thought this atrocious like playing was over, and that we were actually going to play well for once. And like, I was like fully confident that we would get through tonight, and the fact that we're sat here losing out on penalties because Sanchez can't shoot, it's kind of frustrating and it's annoying, and it's just like, we just need to go to Burnley, win this game, and go from there. We've still got the FA Cup. we better, like, when it comes to FA Cup, we better take that seriously, because I can't deal with another night tonight. But yeah, I just wanted to film this now because I did not want to talk about it tomorrow. Like, no thanks. But yeah, I'll see you guys soon with a brand new video. Bye, guys.